Hi, all chess goodies, and welcome to my video. Today I'm gonna teach you the difference between this and this position. One of them is a draw and one of them is winning. So if you wanna try to figure it out yourself, feel free to do it. And if not, keep watching to see the solution. So this one is a draw. And the reason is the king is just too far away. And if you don't know, generally speaking, if there is a pawn on second rank, well, one move ahead from becoming a queen, and if it's on the D, E, G, or also B file, then it doesn't matter where the king is, the queen and the king will be always able to win. But if it's A, C, F, sorry about that, F or H file, then generally speaking that it is a draw. I've already shown you in my video some cases where on the H2 and A, well, H2 and A2 squares where when there is a pawn, there are winning positions for the side with the queen. And it it is also true for positions well when the pawn is on c2 or f2. And but this one isn't the position. The position which is winning is this one, but I'm gonna talk about this one later. So uh, in this position you could try just give some checks and try to force the king to go to c1 to be able to bring the king closer. So let's do that. Check, king e1, then queen c6, back, you can shuffle like back and forth like this, let's say. And now after queen d3 check, he's forced to go to c1, because if he would go to e1, then he would just pick up the pawn and win the game. So if he goes to c1, yes, now you do have one move to bring the king closer, but it won't help us, unfortunately, because yes, we can bring our king to d4, let's say, but then just king b2, or you can give a check, then king a1, or queen c4, you can do the same technique. And then after queen b3 check, the unfortunate thing for us is that the king doesn't have to go to c1, he can go to a1, and then yes, we can take the pawn, but if we do that, then guess what, it is a stalemate. And well, we don't have anything to hope for in this position. Just after king a1, we have to move our queen somewhere else, because, and also, well, protect the queening square. So let's say queen a3 check, king b1, then we can keep checking and trying to make something out of it, but there is nothing we can do. Or we can just play some random thing with our king, like trying to bring the king closer, but then just we are forced to trade queens, and then this is actually a draw. So that's the reason why this position is a draw. But this one is different, because we have our king more close to the b3 square, which is once again crucial, as in the case when the pawn is on a2 or h2 square. If we are 2 squares from the b3 or g3, depends which side which side it actually is, then it is a draw. But remember, only if the king stands on d1 if the pawn is on c2, or on e1 if the pawn is on f2. If the king would stand on b1, then you would have to uh, be close to b3 just one move. You would have to be able to reach that square just in one move, I meant to say. So, but I will talk about that case later. But if the king is on d1, then it is a win if we are two squares far from the b3 square. So that means this box also works for this case. So how do we start? Well, we have to force the king to go to c1, and we have to give a check because, well, then black would just get a queen into the game and draw. And the only possible check in this position is queen to g4. But well, king e1, queen to e4, king d2, queen d4, king e1, and then queen c3, king d1, and then once we get the king d3 check, the king is forced to go to c1. He cannot go away from the pawn because then we would just take it. So king c1. Now we have the time to bring our king closer. So king to c4, and now we are just one move away from the crucial b3 square. Remember, in the previous case, we were only on d4, so it didn't help us. And now after king to b2, we are gonna play queen to c3. We do need the queen to be on c3 and the king on b3, and then it is a win. So we are gonna get this set up. So after king to b1, we are just gonna play king to b3. As I said, we need to get this set up, and now black is able to bring the queen into the game, but it's not with check, so we don't have to worry about anything. And now it's important to remember this checkmate pattern. If you do have this position, then you have to start with queen to d4, queen to d3 check, forcing the king to corner to a1, and then we are able to give a check on the a file. So let's do that, and then after king to b1, we are able to deliver checkmate on a2. So yeah, that was the difference. And I also said that I'm gonna talk about the case when the king is already on the side from the pawn, which is more close to the corner. So not the d1, but the b1. In this case, we don't have that one extra move which would help us to bring our king closer. So if we would be only on, on these squares, it won't help us because do need we need to have that one tempo when the king must go from d1 to c1 and then to this side. So now this is actually a winning case because we are already one move from the crucial b3 square. So when the king is on this side, then it's just this small box when it's winning. So now in this position, we first have to bring our queen closer. So let's say check over here, then king a2, and just follow the pattern. And after we get this, then king a1, then queen to c3. Maybe you remember this position from the previous case. Well, what do we play now? Just say it to yourself to be sure that you know what to do. And now in this position, you're gonna play king to b3, and after bringing the queen into the game, we are gonna give this checkmate path with this pattern, as you hopefully remember. Black can also decide to bring a knight into the game with check, but that's okay because queen versus knight is always a win. So don't be afraid of that. And this is actually a checkmate in 3. You just slide the king to a3. There are no more checks, and after knight to d3, defending the b2, we're just gonna take it, and after king c1, you can play queen e2, and after king b1, we are gonna deliver this checkmate. So yeah, that's the difference between these not, oh well, I do have to go to the starting positions. That's the difference between these 3 positions. Hopefully you understand that and you learned that something. Uh, Please check out my other video, like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.